እግዚኦ ጸርሃይኩ ሀቤከ ስምዓኒ ወአጽም ቃለ ስእለትየ ዘጸርሃይኩ ሀቤከ ተወከፈኒ ጸሎትየ ከመ ዕጣን በቅድሜከ አንስ እደውየ መስዋዕተ ሰርክ. My name is Dawit Muluneh, and for the past over 10-15 years I've been doing Sunday school teaching across Northern America. But in the past 2-3 years, I've been teaching Ge'ez both formally and informally.
Could you tell us a little bit about what you read and maybe the meaning of the text, just a summary?
Sure. So this is the Psalter. This is a cry to the Lord saying, listen to my prayers, and he goes on to ask for the specific type of prayers. Ge'ez is an ancient language. It is not a dead language. It's not spoken every day, but it's very much alive. Today, Ge'ez is mainly used in two settings. The first setting would be in academia. The other place where Ge'ez is alive is, of course, in the Ethiopian and Eritrean Orthodox churches. I have been introduced to the traditional methods of teaching Ge'ez in Ethiopia. I quickly learned that many of the books were in Ge'ez. And I remember being frustrated and not being able to understand these texts and not being able to teach the students books of the church. And I said, I have to go and learn the language. Now, it might be surprising for Westerners to find out that there is no actual place for students to learn Ge'ez, per se, in a traditional sense. What we do offer in Ethiopia and Eritrea monasteries is the School of Poetry, known as Qene.
Okay, yeah.
So the students in these schools will learn Ge'ez through the process of learning poetry. Recently, I have created a website titled yibel.org, where students are able to log in and learn Ge'ez in a self-paced type of environment in an online class.
My name is Amir Demeke, and I've been studying Ge'ez for the past 6 months. I think the rewarding thing about learning Ge'ez is that one can begin to connect what they experience in a Orthodox ceremony to the internal feeling. It's deeper than being at a place and experience something. It's like you're stepping closer into the psyche and mindset of that which is taking place. So it brings you closer to the community.
The first noun could be plural, the second noun could be plural, both of it could be plural. I would neges.
My name is Natti Asfaw, and I've been studying Ge'ez for about 3 years now. Because now I have a fundamental understanding of the language, I'm able to connect with different liturgical services within the church more. And if I'm ever at a crossroads and not being able to understand certain conjugations or certain sentence structure, I'm able to kind of decode it myself to its simplest form.
When I was taking Ge'ez in the traditional schools, students would often flex their Ge'ez muscles with students to see how well they knew Ge'ez, and they would be able to converse in the Ge'ez language throughout the day.
So I didn't traditionally with Dawit learn for like a very long time, but just through the short time that I had class with him, it built a sort of a foundation on the language.
Ge'ez is unlocking a history of Africa that is otherwise impossible for someone to learn.
It's not just a language, it's much more than that. And they want to be able to understand what their history is about.
It's unlocking our collective history and memory, and there is no written history without Ge'ez.